imagine that this would happen 20 years ago, and you would realize that there is absolutely no way that even a BBC reporter wouldn't figure out that this is satire, that this guy is pulling their leg. And even if they weren't, imagine like they would actually air this, because the public would be horrified. The public would be like, okay, so you're at the Democratic Convention and you couldn't interview anyone else. Like, you couldn't find a more sane person. But the reality is that we don't live 20 years ago. We live in the now. And this is actually believable, to the point where BBC World actually broadcasted it. And there's probably people that are watching, like, nodding in agreement with this obvious troll, which is white dudes for Harris. By the way, I like the fact that if you had white dudes for Trump, that would be incredibly racist, wouldn't it? I love the power that the Democrats have to wash away racism from the exact same statement. But anyway, right, let's look at the actual report again, make some commentary based on it.
What brought you out here today? No, listen, my name is Noah Shorts. I use he, they pronouns. Like, I'm just really excited that we have, like, the first black woman that could be the president of the United States.
Like you know, we're 13 seconds in, and the people from 20 years ago would be baffled. It's like, why are you saying the pronouns? What is that? And then they would be like, okay, so couldn't they interview someone that talks about her policies or talks about her opinions rather than the way she was born? Like, is that what makes it? Okay, so is she like a replaceable cog? Is like, if you put any other black woman, would she also get the same amount of votes? Because apparently, the reason that this person is voting isn't because of Kamala Harris's personality or achievements. It's just her identity, right? And there's like hundreds of millions of other people with the same identity. So like, as long as you get one of them, this guy would give them the vote.
Like, my wife, right? We're in a polyamorous relationship. The lover that my wife took is African American, and like, I've learned so much about the struggle that people of color go through as a result of my wife's boyfriend.
So again, look at the fact that the BBC reporter doesn't even flinch. Like, he doesn't even notice that something is amiss. And even then, like, how can you... I understand that not everyone is terminally online and not everyone gets the internet references and all that, but like, my wife's boyfriend is so old, it's so ingrained in the internet that it should be impossible for a reporter, like someone who should understand modern culture and trends, to not have heard it, to not realize that this person is actually pulling their leg.
Really do my part to show solidarity for marginalized communities, and like, the best way to do that is to get the first woman of color to be the commander-in-chief, and I'm really excited. I'm so pumped. Were you this pumped and excited?
You know what I think? I think that the reason they decided to interview him is because he must have been the only one excited out there. Like, I have seen the faces of the people that went to the event, and none of them were like this level of excitement. Now I have seen this level of excitement with AOC, don't get me wrong. Like, there's other Democrats that are capable of stirring the hearts and minds of the American people. Even Obama, right? Bernie Sanders. I have seen this, I would say, even with Hillary Clinton. Yes, like, Hillary Clinton was able to get rallies and have people hyped up. But I just don't see it with Kamala. So, like, maybe this is why they chose this guy. It's because, like, everyone else seemed to be not necessarily displeased to be there, but their excitement levels were very low, and they see this guy that's actually agitated and happy and willing to talk to the reporters. And I love the fact that he even has a COVID mask. Like, in 2024, we even have the COVID mask.
I mean, listen, like, I would vote for a corpse over voting for Donald Trump because he's a disgusting fascist, white supremacist pig. But now, like, you know, we get to really make history. We have, you know, like I said, we have the first woman of color to be president of the United States, and, like, you know, our country, it was founded on the values of...
I think that the reason they're not saying anything and they don't realize that they're trolling is that this is the mainstream media talking point. Like, this is what they feed the American people on a daily basis as they're watching the television. Like, what this comedian is doing is not something original. Like, he's not coming up with these things. He's just, like, taking the buzzwords that you see on television every day and forming sentences with them. So the journalist who's probably involved in the creation of these buzzwords is probably happy. It's like, oh, look, our propaganda is working. Like, the people are believing exactly what we're saying. They're not questioning it. They're not doing it anything. And now they're parroting it back to us. So probably why the journalist was a shock. But again, like, imagine this 20 years ago. Like, not that long ago. Just like, have a time machine and show this to people 20 years ago. Like, they would all be like, what? What is he talking about? What is this? This is nonsense. Why is the BBC entertaining this? I thought they're a serious news organization.
And in Kamala Harris, there's nothing embodies those values more than a Kamala Harris presidency. So I'm pumped, like I'm ready. You know, I am so excited. I'm a proud white dude for Kamala
In what
Harris,
other
baby.
sentence? No,
Let's go.
seriously, like think about it. In what other context you can say I'm a proud white dude? Like, in what other context in modern America are you allowed to express that without immediately being accused of racism? I bet it's even a hate crime in the UK. I wouldn't be surprised.
Have you seen any excitement at a Democratic event like in this stadium? Or? No, listen.
Again, the big problem with
amazing,
this,
you know, like,
is that almost every other Democratic event that I saw had more excitement. So Bernie Sanders rallies, Obama rallies, like almost any other DNC events had more excitement.
you can't generate. I couldn't see. You can't generate. I couldn't see any more excitement. Like, the only way there could be any more excitement is if, you know, maybe you had like an artist or
I love, like, okay, so for those of you who haven't watched it, Kamala does have a problem with getting big crowds. So what they did was that they would have like a famous artist or singer do an opening, and a lot of people would come to see that famous artist or singer performing. And after the performance, you'd have Kamala come in and have the actual speech, right? So, like, the media would just show that the stadium is filled, but you can't really say if the people were there for the actual rally, for the actual politics, or they were there because, like, the famous singer was there.
No, this is amazing. This is like celebrity level of excitement. No, this is amazing. This is like celebrity level of excitement. This is a rock star. And then, you know, like, the thing that I'm the happiest about when it comes to Kamala Harris presidency, it's the economy. And, you know, I'm really excited about how she finally wants to put a cap on prices at the grocery store. And, you know, like, look, even if price controls, you know, may lead to like shortages of food and basic goods, you know, the shortages will lead to rationing.
There is no way, there is absolutely no way that a sane person from Europe, like you don't even need to get a journalist, just get anyone, sorry, not Europe, Eastern Europe, I need to be specific, okay, because there's two Europes, a crazy one and a normal one, which is Eastern Europe. There is no way you can get a person from Eastern Europe that listens to this speech and doesn't just go, okay, cut the camera. No, this is ridiculous. No, we're not airing this. No, either the guy is mental or they're trolling, but like either way, we cannot show this to our audience. Like, no. Like, I love it. Like, price control leads to rationing, and rationing leads to equity. Like, there is no way you can say this with a straight face in Poland, Hungary, Romania, or any other nation that benefited from the joy of communism, and not have the audience just chew you apart. Like you just have like people being in danger because other citizens would throw away their television station, like through the window. You just rip the TV off the wall and throw it away, you know? So you'd cause a public hazard. So they would, like the press would know they have a responsibility not to air this shit. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.